A nation and the people on the move, keeping you up to date. Belmopan Weekly.
Tonight on Belmopan Weekly, Government of Belize seeks advice from small business owners. The Belize Postal Service celebrates the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, and Special Envoy to Women and Children Kim Simplest Barrow talks cancer. These and more top news stories. Good evening, and thanks so much for being with us on this Thursday, the 9th of February, 2012. I am Carolyn Crawford. The small businessman at the corner store, the medium-sized tire repair workshop by the river, the struggling mother with a grocery shop by the gas station. All of these have something in common. They are Belizeans working hard for a living and desirous of making an honest but well-earned profit. But what help can they receive from the government? What assistance is open and available for them that they need only apply for? Rudy Aguilar was present at consultations aimed at creating an enabling environment that stimulates, supports, and sustains micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, better known by their acronym MSMEs.
There is no sweeter sound to a business, be it small, medium, or large, than that of profits. But how can these profits be generated? What is the cost? What is the process? What is government's role through bell trade in propelling national economic growth? All of these questions and more were dealt with at the MSME consultations held at the Belize Institute of Management in Belize City last Thursday by Bell Trade in cooperation with the CARICOM Development Fund, CDF. Mike Singh, Executive Chairman of Bell Trade, explained in detail.
The session is really a part of government's policy to promote economic growth through development of small and medium enterprises, and it's something that perhaps did not get the kind of attention that it needed in the past. We have recently restructured Bell Trade, and part of the restructuring is to figure out how are we going to be able to support the small and medium enterprise development in a meaningful way where we can adjust our institution and partner with other institutions to develop an infrastructure to be able to do that well.
The participants listened to a lecture by a consultant and also gave active feedback insofar as what they would like to see implemented in policy. As soon as the consultation process is completed, the consultant will then deliver a policy which will be discussed by government and then adopted. From this, it is expected that new legislation will be crafted, which will be known as the Small Business Development Act. But if representatives of the various targeted businesses were unable to attend the sessions, how can they still be a part in drafting this new policy? Mr. Singh explained that they can still benefit.
We would welcome anything that they can send us in writing or by email to Bell Trade. Any information they can give us as to what is stopping them from growing their business and how we can help is what we need to hear today. Because we need to make sure that as we develop policies that we address those issues.
But what do the participants themselves think about this government's initiative?
We're here because we deal with micro and small enterprises. We promote youth and entrepreneurship. And so being part of this consultation process really is to the benefit of our target market and to what we do. We want to see a more structured approach to entertaining young entrepreneurs and promoting entrepreneurship. And we think there needs to be policies in place to actually enhance the development of small businesses and micro and small businesses. And so for Youth Business Trust, this is definitely a positive step forward.
We figure that most or all micro, small and medium-sized business need some sort of guidance. And we look to Bell Trade to give us that guidance. And they have been very good in the area of your fiscal incentive. I must say that they have been very accommodating in their policy, in helping you with your management policies. And also, in my case, they help in the exposure that you might need for your product.
I understand that we are trying to figure out in which categories we should classify our business, if it is a small, medium or large company, and this is the beginning of the course we're getting today, and I hope by the end of the day I will know exactly what I can do for my business and how I can improve it.
I represent a beauty industry, and I've been in the business for 25 years. And there are so many people coming up in this business. I think we don't get some of the opportunities because we're seen as a luxury and beautician and so forth. Whereas we need to be seen as business and business people, and we're creating a lot of jobs. So I'm hoping that we can find policies that would give us some of the concessions and just to see the business grow.
For Belmopan Weekly, I am Rudy Aguilar.
Consultant for the activity is Mr. Michael Supersad from Jamaica, and Mr. Carlos Santa is the Belizean sub-consultant. The consultations ended on February 3, 2012. The Office of the Prime Minister wishes to advise the general public that according to Section 84, subsection 6 of the Constitution of Belize, during the period between the dissolution of the National Assembly and the appointment of a Prime Minister after a general election, the government of Belize shall continue to be administered by the Prime Minister and other ministers and ministers of state of the government. This means that even though the National Assembly has been dissolved, the Prime Minister and other ministers of government continue to exercise their respective powers until a new government is constituted after the general election. The Ministry of Defense and Immigration wishes to inform the general public that the passport system is down and therefore passport services will be temporarily interrupted until further notice. Please note that all passports due with effect from 7th of February 2012 will not be ready for pickup. Those persons are asked to kindly check with the department during the week of 13th to the 17th of February 2012. Provisions have been made in cases of emergencies. The department apologizes for any inconvenience caused, and we are working diligently to rectify the problem. For further information, kindly contact the officer in charge, Passport Section, at 822-3860 or 822-0284. Up next, more for our top news stories. Stay with us. Punta Gorda Town is located on the southern tip of Belize. The recently paved Southern Highway not only gives the rest of the country easy access to Punta Gorda, but it has also brought great progress to that municipality in recent years. This improved road network, along with the hard work of Belizeans in the south, continue to move Punta Gorda and the entire Toledo district forward. With the implementation of the Belize Municipal Development Project, BMDP, financed by the government of Belize through a loan from the World Bank, the town of Punta Gorda will experience even greater development. The project is expected to begin by March of this year. It will be implemented by the Project Implementation Unit of the BMDP under the umbrella of the Social Investment Fund at an estimated cost of $458,000, including counterpart funding from the Punta Gorda Town Council.
This project is very, very important to our town in that we will be renovating the existing structure that you see behind me to make some more office space, particularly for our traffic department. When you come to our new facility after SIF and the World Bank and the government of Belize have done its part in renovating this building, when you visit with us, you will be able to have all the space that you need to get quick service.
The architectural designs have been completed and Belizean contractors have been invited to bid for the project. Also, under Phase 1 of the project, Pompano and Robert O. Pennell Streets will be rehabilitated. This work is expected to start in June of this year. There is a second phase of the project planned for 2013, and residents of Punta Gorda will again have the opportunity to prioritize important projects to be funded under Phase 2 of the BMDP. The government of Belize and the Social Investment Fund, bringing more progress to Punta Gorda.
The SIF, working with our communities.
Every year, thousands of people travel to foreign countries because of a promise for a better life. Many times, however, the promise of better wages, a better job, and a better life for themselves and their families turns out to be a lie. They become victims of human trafficking. You could be a victim of trafficking if your employer or someone acting on his or her behalf is holding your passport, cedula, birth certificate, or other travel documents with or without your consent. Someone has tricked or forced you to leave your country. You are not told the truth about the kind of work you are doing. You are forced to work in order to pay off a loan debt. A stranger has paid for or helped you to get your visa. If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, visit or call the Ministry of Human Development Office or the nearest police station.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in. More top news stories now. Tuesday, February 6, 2012 marked the 60th anniversary of Her Royal Majesty's Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Celebrations were held throughout the United Kingdom and Commonwealth nations, and Belize was no different. The Queen was honored with a set of stamps issued by the Belize Postal Service commemorating the Diamond Jubilee. Belmopan Weekly's Ida Herrera was on hand for the celebration.
She will be a queen for the rest of the years. Through good times and bad times, the queen of the bay. She'll reign over us with beauty and grace. She'll guide me.
The Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II is being celebrated internationally throughout 2012, marking the 60th anniversary of the accession of Queen Elizabeth II to the throne of 7 countries upon the death of her father, King George VI, on February 6, 1952. To observe such a monumental event, the Belize Postal Service on Monday of this week launched a set of commemorative stamps. This set of stamps comes in sheetlets taking the form of a precious diamond. The Governor-General of Belize, His Excellency Sir Colville Young, was the guest speaker at the ceremony held at the House of Culture in Belize City to release the stamps in honor of the lifetime of service of the Queen.
It is a very great pleasure and honor for me to be here today to join in paying tribute to Her Majesty the Queen. Today she celebrates 60 years as sovereign and as head of the worldwide Commonwealth. No other monarch except Queen Victoria has ever reigned so long. As Her Majesty's representative in Belize, it is my honor to lead this morning's event as we pay tribute to her by releasing a beautiful set of stamps illustrating and commemorating her 60 years of service to her people and to the world.
His Excellency Patrick Ashworth, the British High Commissioner to Belize, was also in attendance and conveyed a message from the Queen.
Today, as I mark 60 years as your Queen, I want to thank you for the wonderful support and encouragement that you have given to me and Prince Philip over these years, and to tell you how deeply moved we have been to receive so many kind messages about the Diamond Jubilee. In this special year, as I dedicate myself anew to your service, I hope that we will all be reminded of the power of togetherness and the convening strength of family friendship and good neighborliness, examples of which I have been fortunate to see throughout my reign, and which my family and I look forward to seeing in many forms as we travel throughout the UK and the wider Commonwealth. I hope also that this Jubilee year will be a time to give thanks for the great advances that have been made since 1952, and look forward to the future with clear heads and warm hearts as we join together in our celebrations. I send my sincere good wishes to you all.
The stamps were designed by Casco Philatelic Services and printed by BDK International in the UK. The stamps were issued in denominations of 25 cents, 60 cents, 75 cents, $1, $2, $5, and $10. You can purchase the stamps at any post office countrywide. True to its pledge to do everything in its power to advance the opportunities for progress and livelihood for Belizeans, Even in the most remote villages, another significant step has been implemented by the government of Belize. This time in the village of Cristo Rey, Cayo District.
Thanks a lot to our area representative who has done a great deal of bringing those stuff that are very basic for us to start. And the last time we had a meeting, he told us that he would support our women's group. And tonight I would like to take this opportunity to let you all know that we have 35 women of this village who are interested in cake decorating, pastries, and the sewing, which will be later on in the near future.
The crowd gathered early as eagerness and joy filled the atmosphere in Cristo Rey. Residents came out to the village center for something special and were surprised with a two-in-one. The Cristo Rey Women's Group will be receiving essential equipment in the form of a large heavy-duty commercial gas range and an array of other ancillary equipment, such as baking supplies that will enable the group to kickstart their business projects.
It is now my greatest pleasure and honor to donate this stove and a blender and all the ingredients to bake bread to the Cristo Rey Women's Group. I'll hand it over to Ms. Tut because she is the chairperson of the first women's group here in Cristo Rey. Ms. Tut, congratulations. Okay.
Moreover, Honorable Montero provided additional relief to all residents in Cristo Rey by then and there accepting their application form for residential lots. He promised that he would return in 2 weeks with their leases in hand, after which they would have then the option of purchasing their lot for a mere $800. Honorable Rene Montero summarized the actions of the evening.
For the first time now, Cristo Rey is surveyed. We have a survey, we have a plan. So tonight, we're going to accept your applications so that you can get your lease for your lands. See, every person that has a house and a lot can apply for it. I'm going to take those to Belmopan, and then I'm going to bring it back for you as a lease. After that, if you want to buy it, then I'll give you the recommendation, and that lot, to make it title, then you pay $800. Now you'll have your lease, you can take that to the bank, you can mortgage it and borrow, or you can make it property.
And judging by the smiling, happy faces in the gathering, area residents were more than satisfied with the hard work and generosity of their area representative, Honorable Rene Montero. For Belmopan Weekly, I am Rudy Aguilar.
Viewers will recall that prior to this, Minister Montero had also facilitated lots and titles to residents in the area of Santa Elena, Cayo. Honorable Rene Montero has pledged to continue meeting the need of Cayo Central residents. We'll be right back with more Belmopan Weekly in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Hi neighbor, the way to do with the matches are so in the mind, man.
No hear about dengue? Yes, ma'am, dengue in Central America. And it don't come to Belize already. It's a serious thing, you know, we have to clean up here. So madam, they tell me how a couple years ago at Belmopan, they had about 600 people who may get infected with dengue.
I mean here about a mosquito named Aedes aegypti or aegypti, something like that, but to tell the truth, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, let me tell you how the thing is. The Aedes aegypti mosquito lay eggs where part water there. And that water could be anywhere in your yard. In a drum tire, even in a coconut shell. And when a mosquito don't lay eggs, they can make a waggle, and then from with a waggle into full-blown mosquito. When the mosquito go bite somebody we're infected with dengue, and then it go bite healthy people, that's how the infection get passed. Well, girl, me going clean to me because me no want to catch dengue.
A message from the Ministry of Health and PAHO.
We're going to inform you that there are no vacancies at this time.
You have no skill or experience.
You are not prepared.
This position requires a high school diploma.
We're not interested. Try again next month or come back next week.
There are no job openings at this time.
I'm sorry, but we cannot accept him back this year.
We are only as strong as the foundation we are built upon. Remember, as a society, we reap what we sow. However, it's never too late to engage our youths positively and support their dreams and aspirations. For more information on support services for families of children at risk of coming in conflict with the law, contact the Community Rehabilitation Department at 223-2716. This message is brought to you by the Community Rehabilitation Department, the National Committee for Families and Children, and UNICEF. The Challenge Gobi Bike Ride is an annual bike ride funded and spearheaded by Alan Gobi. Over the past 3 years, the Challenge Gobi Foundation has sponsored people suffering from acute renal failure and cancer. This year's ride was held on February 4, 2012, which is World Cancer Day, in conjunction with Special Envoy for Women and Children, Kim Simplice Barrow, to raise $1 million to sponsor the KHMH Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. Belmopan Weekly's Dorian Pakeman was there every step of the way.
While most were tucked away in the comfort of their bed in the wee hours of a wet Saturday morning, a handful of Good Samaritans were preparing to brave the elements for a cause greater than themselves. They biked over 105 miles from Big Creek to Camalote as part of the Challenge Gobi annual bike ride, spearheaded by Alan Gobi. This year's charity ride, with the patronage of Belize's First Lady, Kim Simplice Barrow, Belize's Special Envoy for Women and Children, aimed to raise funds and awareness for children with cancer. Honorable Melvin Holtz, Area Representative for Stan Creek West, was on hand for the official launch.
I am certainly proud, and I'm glad that y'all could be out here at 1 o'clock in the morning to ride so that we can work along with people like Dolby and those guys who can help for the children. Because one of these days it might be one of our kids.
Special Envoy for Women and Children teamed up with Challenge Gobi Foundation, the Carl Huesner Memorial Hospital, Project Cure, and the Ministry of Health to undertake the project of constructing a state-of-the-art pediatric intensive care unit at the Carl Huesner Memorial Hospital in Belize City. As you may recall, in June of this past year, flanked by representatives of Project Cure, the Ministry of Health, and school children, Special Envoy for Women and Children, Kim Simplice Barrow, broke ground on a new children's intensive care unit at the Carl Huesner Memorial Hospital.
This new building will house both a pediatric intensive care unit and a neonatal intensive care unit, thereby caring for the nation's critically ill children with proper staffing and equipment. This, of course, will no doubt assist in reducing the country's under 5 mortality rate. Like former American President Herbert Hoover, I too believe that children are our most valuable resource.
Peter Allen, CEO of the Ministry of Health, was also at the bike launch and gave the riders extra motivation by informing them that construction of the new pediatric wing was right on the horizon.
We are going out to tender, and the tenders are expected to be issued next week for the brand new wing at the Carl Huesner the Children's Intensive Care Unit, where all of our kids will be able to get treated right here in Belize. Kids from PG, kids from Corozal, kids from Cayo, kids from all over.
The event culminated at the Roaring River Golf Course in Camalote, where food and drinks were plentiful. Supporters cheered the riders as they crossed the finish line, both children and adults. A brief ceremony was held where Peter Allen again addressed the crowd, relaying a message of appreciation from Special Envoy to Women and Children Kim Simplis-Barrow, who was unable to attend.
And Mrs. Kim Simplis-Barrow is really the patron of this special Challenge Gobi event. Kim especially has been texting me this morning to ask that I send a personal thanks from her to all of you. She's truly appreciative of everything that you are doing. She leaves tomorrow for the next stage of her chemotherapy in Miami. She knows that not everybody has the opportunity to go for that kind of treatment, and she's going to do everything that she possibly can do to make sure that we have full treatment available in Belize in the very near future.
As a part of the fundraising efforts, the event's festivities were capped with a grand raffle. Anita De La O was the lucky winner as she drove off in a brand new 2012 Wingle, courtesy of Caribbean Motors.
God, I'm so thankful. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
The KHMH Pediatric Intensive Care Unit is being jointly sponsored by the Lifeline Foundation. To find out how you can contribute, visit www.challengegobifoundation.com. Last Thursday at the Bliss Center, Special Envoy for Women and Children, in collaboration with the Belize Cancer Society, held an informational forum entitled Let's Talk Cancer. Kim Simplis-Barrow's oncologist Dr. Robert Derhagopian fielded questions from those in attendance, and Mrs. Barrow delivered an emotional, heartfelt testimonial to a packed house.
When I was first diagnosed, it was a complete shock. Why? How can this happen? I knew the statistics, the risk, but I thought that I was healthy. I exercised every day for an hour and a half at the gym with a trainer. I ate a well-balanced diet. I drank 8 to 10 liters of water every day. Added to that, at 39 years old, I wasn't even technically due for a mammogram. So when I found that lump, I thought, it must be benign. How can I have breast cancer?
She thanked her family, friends, and fellow Belizeans for the unwavering support she's received since being diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer.
This battle has also made me so much more appreciative of the support from my extended family, my parents, my siblings, my uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, nephews. And then I think about how amazing my Belizean people have been, of how even those that have never even met me have rallied around me. They planned that special mass for me and are constantly sending me prayers, offering me well wishes, and of course, hope. The outpouring of love and compassion is a reminder of why I have always been so very proud to be Belizean.
She capped her testimonial with inspirational words of determination, courage, and hope, and left the stage to a standing ovation.
Finally, I have come to understand that vicious though cancer is, uneven as the fight sometimes seems, as human beings we have the God-given edge. After all, cancer doesn't have a brain, or a heart, or a spirit. I conclude with reference to our families, our friends, our community. And I say simply that it is ultimately your love that enables our faith and continues our hope. Thank you, good night, and God bless us all.
Well, that's it for another edition of Belmopan Weekly. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to provide feedback or send in your comments, please feel free to email us at production@pressoffice.gov.bz or visit our Facebook page and let us know what you think. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week until next time. I'm Carolyn Crawford.